Stephanie Jenkins is actually celebrating being homeless for a year. I know it's crazy, but she believes that being homeless, living in the shelter, has brought her family closer. It shows how resilient they are, how they can overcome, yada, yada, yada. I don't understand how there's no embarrassment there. That knowing because of you are the reason that the family is in this shelter. And you feel as if it's something to celebrate. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. We've heard over and over and over again from Stephanie, them being in the shelter is not a money issue. It's a credit issue. But she insists on keep applying to these management companies instead of seeking out private landlords where she would actually have a chance to obtain housing. In my opinion, Stephanie doesn't want to leave that shelter because she is enjoying paying no rent, paying no utilities. That's freeing up her money for her whatever substances she's using, because I'm convinced there's something there. And it's not just green. And her, she can buy more useless kitchen gadgets and whatnot. After just the other day, she states that she will not buy clothes for herself until her children's needs are met. Stephanie, your children need a home. They need somewhere to live. You're not understanding that you are causing harm to these children. You're harming their mental health. These girls, especially, are going to deal with housing insecurities their entire life because of you. Just the other day, Stephanie on FB posted a picture of a hot dog. She wrapped it in bacon and put some cheese in it. And she has the audacity to say that she feels guilt over processed food. Stephanie, you have guilt over processed food, but you don't have any guilt about letting your children suffer with lice for a year? You don't feel guilty that because of you, your kids are in a shelter for a year? None of that makes you feel guilt, but processed food makes you feel guilt. Make that make sense. And Stephanie also, it appears she's big mad because at her age of 31, she's looking rough. She's looking older than her 31 years. And she admits in a video she made that it upsets her when these women her age tell her, how much better they look than she does. And she claims it's because of everything that she's went through. She's went through so much, and these people that say this, they need to work on themselves. She gets it. They're just not mentally strong enough to do the work they need to do. Okay, number one, Stephanie, quit playing this victim card. You are not a victim of circumstance here. All these things that you claim you have went through were by choice. You chose to marry an SO and have children with said SO. You chose to move out of your mother's house and move into a one-bedroom apartment with Drew and his son, knowing that you were not supposed to be there because this was government subsidized housing. You chose to have 2 more children that you can't afford. You chose, after going viral, not to pay your rent and become homeless. You chose to neglect the health of your cats to the point that one was missing a good 75% of his hair. You chose to let your children live with lice for a year. And you are choosing each and every day to remain in this shelter. We keep hearing about it's not an issue of money, it's a credit issue. Then why are we not applying to private landlords? Why are we not seeking out the private landlords? Why don't we have a fire under our ass to get our children housing? Why isn't there a fire under her ass to get Atlas the help that he needs, a proper diagnosis, and to start the therapy that he may need? Why is there not a fire under her ass to be finding out what's with Manova and the seizures? We've never heard any more about that. And now all of a sudden we're seeing the kids' faces again because obviously the money and the views isn't where Stephanie wanted it. So she's going to now start exploiting the children again by showing their faces. It's just disgusting that she would actually celebrate being in this shelter for a year. And she, in her pea brain, believes that this is something to celebrate. How? And then you're big mad that people talk about the way you look and you try to play the victim. No, 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 baby girl. You are choosing everything. You have chosen every. I have never seen someone that went viral and continues to have decent views and pulling in decent money that their life has actually gotten a million times worse. How is that? And I think it bothers her big time that she sees a lot of us, as much as it kills me, to admit that Drew isn't as bad as we originally thought he was. In my opinion, Drew isn't as bad as I thought he was. Is he lazy? Yes. Is he not a good father? Not at all. Is he just ick? Yes. But the thing is, we hear him complain about going to work, but he's still taking his ass to work every day. We've heard him verbally express to us that he wants out of the motel. We've never heard that from Stephanie. At least this man took the steps when they thought they were going to get the one apartment, even though he knew it probably wasn't going to work. At least he took his ass online and tried to get that co-signer. She's not even put in that much effort. We don't see nearly as many lies from Drew. He pretty much he don't care. He just tells it how it is. And we love the way he busts out Stephanie. And Drew I think he actually wants to live in a clean environment. Because when we see him cleaning, he's actually cleaning, not just moving shit around. The whole situation, it's a mess. It blows my mind that she thinks this is something worth celebrating. It's actually kind of sad when you think about it. Someone is that messed up in their thinking that they think it's something to celebrate. I've had my children in a shelter for a year because I chose not to pay the rent. And I'm going to celebrate it. I'm at a loss. I don't even know. Let me know what you think.